Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 21. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report. Another week has gone by, and crypto seems to be a bit more stable when we talk about Bitcoin, but still very nervous market, both on the stock side and also on the crypto side. Some is up, some is down. Let's have a look at everything from our side. Looks pretty positive. So let's start here, and what better place to start than our good old friend yield notes. They are a bit below, and they have been ever since the month started here. The first week of May was 1.3%. After that, in the second week, 1.2%. And now for the past week, it's also at 1.2%. It looks like we might have a new all-time low, even though that the last one was 5.5%. But by the looks of it, we do have a long month. It could be somewhere between the 5 and 6% if everything goes well. The important part that this is all in positive, it's all in green, and that's what we like to see from yield notes. And that exactly looks like this, so we can see we're way below where we normally expect to be. So, but still positive every single week, and obviously, as we said, 5 to 6% is probably the best we can do on that particular month. And then we'll see how Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies will expand, and obviously that could have an influence on the last week. Again, I spoke a bit about the audit for the yield notes, and you still have a chance to get in. There's about 6-7 days left until they will close off for the raffle. It will be on the 3rd, so make sure you get in on this. So if you want to be part of the yield notes audit starting from 18th to 21st of July, then you better let them know. So how exactly do you do that? Well, first of all, you have to be a member of yield notes. And then you need to go in on the platform here, click on the audit tab, and then basically all your details should show up, including your email. And that will also tell you, just put down a little story of why you think you should be an auditor for this one here. We have done this, and obviously so have many other ones, so we'll be exciting to see who gets picked. So let's move on, and let's move on to Decenomy coins. Obviously they are part of yield notes, so even though they are side by side here, the SAPP and Sapphire coin is the first one that we actually put on iHostMN as shared masternoding, and it continues to deliver every single week. And this week also we can see that the return on the investment per year, it doesn't really change. It's constantly around the 54% mark, and has been for a very long time, which also then turns over that we get about 1.4%. So in this particular case for the last week, 1.5, but it lies in that area all the way through. So apart from this, the coin development has been extremely good. Last week we ended up with an all-time high of 464%, which is not bad when we consider we only started about 10 months ago. The coin development seems to be quite stable compared to many of the other coins, and right now we're looking at 461%. Definitely something that we are quite happy with. Not so happy with the PNY, but obviously again this is a long-term project. So if we look at the return on the investment, it is a bit low. As we said when we started back then, it was further up, 300%, 400%, and even 500% in the beginning. Now we are dipping below the 180%, but that still means that we get almost 20%. So this particular week we got about 18, so and a bit out of it, and that obviously means that still we're getting a lot of coins week by week. And then we take into the overall coin development also into consideration. That is down. It was actually further down than the 63% that we have right now. So it's slowly but surely creeping up again, and obviously as we have a considerable amount of coins now compared to the beginning, it doesn't take much for it to be very, very positive from us. So again, long-term strategy, and we believe it will pay out at the end. So now what exactly are we talking about? Well, we're talking about Bitcoin here, as you can see. So it dropped from the 40,000 down to about 30,000 here. And obviously that has created a lot of issues in the markets, not only here with Bitcoin, but also on the stock markets and many of the other financial parts. So anyway, it's we don't know if this is going to go up or down. Definitely we don't want to bet on this at the moment. So all the experts have different opinions. What we do have an opinion about is what Yield Notes has put out here also. New growth requires new mindset, and definitely when you have things like this happening, it is always good to have a look at your portfolio, to have a look at the way you're approaching things and making sure that you have spread your risk. So definitely this is one of the things. Make sure that that you set yourself up and get in the right mindset so you don't lose out. Basically, don't sell just because it's down. We have seen so many times before that in a couple of months later, then you have new all-time highs. And when we're talking about the Paraiba here, I mentioned last week that was in Miami and meeting up with the CEO and the team. There's a couple of new things that are now being mentioned here on the Paraiba Telegram app, and new information is coming out. Changes to Paraiba, and obviously some of the members that have seen this already, so they will know. A couple of people that we have in our downline here is not fully aware of this, and we will send out an email to part of our team to make sure that they are also getting updated on exactly what is happening. What is happening is also nice profit from Elevate Pass for week 21. We have another week of 0.9%, and obviously last week was also 0.9. So good steady progress, and again Elevate Pass seems to have a broad portfolio, and as we spoke with the CEO and CFO in a couple of the videos we released in the last month, you can also follow that, and it obviously seems to have paid off quite nicely for us. We definitely take that. Plus you also have your commission plans here, so direct commission of 10% and your matrix commission of 1.8% is all part of what you need to have in there. The ones that are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do, and this actually comes from Elevate Pass, and we thought it was a good little one also to add into the equation here in the news report today. On top of this, we have AI marketing. First 25 days of May profit is 21.27%. We are still below the 1% mark that we would like to see most of the time. Last week we reported that we were well below. This week we seem to have picked up the pace a bit, but still we are a bit below where we hoped and expected to be. But we look like it's going to be somewhere around the 22 to 25% mark. So let's wait and see and hope for the best. On top of this, we have the AI marketing update, which has been delayed one more time. So, and obviously this should have been held on the 24th. Now the next one is 31st of May. Very frustrating for everybody. We simply want to know when we can get our withdrawal out, and also when we can add more money if people want to invest further. But obviously we will have to wait until it's there. Once it comes out, we will obviously put it on our homepage as usual to make sure that you are fully updated on this. What is working quite nicely is also our profit retriever. We have all our robots running. They are making money, except for the Aussie AUD, which we haven't started again. So because we simply can't find any decent settings right now for it, and obviously we continue to test and see if this can actually be salvageable or not, and the rest of them are doing quite fine. Exactly how fine you'll see here. So this is the profit retriever profits for week 20, and these are the top 5 that we have taken in. The British pounds USD this particular week is top on the chart here, so 1,464 or 14.6%. Again, the British pounds is volatile quite a lot of times, and that means that the British AUD is also up there this month with 1,002 or 10% return. The Euro Japanese is a bit higher than we would normally have seen it, but it actually comes in at a third spot for $536 or 5.4%. Catch with strengths is always good. It's very, very stable, so it normally moves in a very short price range, which is excellent for this particular robot. So $427 or 4.3%. And then gold is quite low at 397 or 4%, and both gold and you can see the missing silver has gone into some drawdowns. They haven't blown the account, but simply they are just a bit below where we normally expect them to be. So overall, if you would have traded those 5 in this particular time, it will be $3,827 or a weekly profit of 7.7%. Going on to Expert Forex and Alex. He has 3 videos that came out this week, and he's focusing on the FTMO for the day trading robots here. And one of them is a strategy making $29,000 a month on the robot. FTMO is basically trading other people's money, and there is some very limitations on the trading, how much you can lose per day and how much you can lose per month. So please go in and have a look at this video here, as it's very informative, and definitely if this is the way you want to go with your trading. Second part is also FTMO, and this is for the trend trader. So the automated robot trading strategy that Alex is telling us a bit about, and there's also more details in there if you are into the trend trader. The last part here is our profit retriever robot and the trading challenge that has been underway now for a couple of weeks, and it has already made more than 100%. We can tell you that since this video, there's a couple of the top traders is past the 200% mark now, and obviously he goes through this and have a look at the setting and the strategies used in here. And that's what we have for you in this week's news report. We hope that you liked it as always, even though we had some negative results in the markets around the world. You can see we are still profitable. We still have most of the things in green, and we hope to continue to have that in the future to come. So for now, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way, you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.